Hi, everyone. If you want to get to the heart of complex stuff quickly, well, you're in the right place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Today, we're doing something a bit different. We're looking inwards, kind of eavesdropping on the forces inside our own minds.
Yeah, it's a fascinating concept. We're using a script as our source today.
Right. It's called Anger Meets Calm, a conversation at the crossroads.
And our mission, really, is to unpack what the script tells us about anger
Yeah.
and calm, how they operate, how they interact.
So the whole thing is set like inside the mind,
Yeah,
right at that point of decision.
exactly. That moment before you react. And it kicks off with anger,
Hmm.
feeling pretty frustrated.
Frustrated with calm.
Yeah, feeling like calm is basically putting the brakes on, especially when there's injustice. Anger's vibe is very much, we need to act, we need to fight,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. That makes total sense. Anger is that immediate push, that energy. So what does calm say back?
Well, calm immediately raises a red flag. It's like, hold on. Action without clarity, that just leads to chaos.
Chaos and destruction.
Exactly. Calm points out that anger, unchecked, can actually destroy good things. It has that destructive potential.
So there's this tension. Anger feels like it's always having to jump in because calm hesitated too long. Like
Yeah.
it's cleaning up missed opportunities.
That's a huge part of anger's perspective here. It sees calm's caution as inaction, as delay, and feels burdened by the consequences of not acting sooner, a real sense of impatience.
And calm's viewpoint, I imagine, is focused on the other side of the coin.
Precisely. Calm talks about its role after anger has flared up.
Soothing the wounds.
Yes, soothing wounds, mending fences, dealing with the fallout from hasty words or burned bridges, all the stuff that happens when anger acts too impulsively. It's all about those consequences.
Okay, but the conversation doesn't just stay there stuck in opposition, does it? There's a shift.
There is a really crucial turning point. Anger starts to sort of grudgingly admit, maybe calm has a point.
Really. So anger concedes a bit.
Yeah, it's not a total surrender, but there's an acknowledgement. Like, okay, maybe just rushing in isn't always the answer. That absolute need for immediate fire starts to get questioned, just a little.
And calm jumps on that. Not in an I told you so way, but
More like reinforcing it, yeah. Calm emphasizes they're not actually enemies. They're more like
yeah.
two sides of the same coin, different
So
functions.
anger provides the fuel.
The drive, the spark, exactly. But calm provides the direction, the clarity needed to make that drive actually work, to be effective rather than just destructive.
Okay, so they start moving towards this idea that they're interdependent,
Yeah,
not just fighting all the time.
that's the core realization. They might actually be better off working together, sticking together more often, as the script puts it.
Right, that their combined strength is way more useful.
Precisely. It's about synergy rather than conflict.
Okay, this is fascinating. So let's boil it down. What are the key things you, listening now, should really take away from this internal chat?
Well, first, just recognizing this dynamic exists, this push and pull between, say, your own anger and calm. It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's human.
It's normal to feel that tension.
Totally normal. Second, understand that each one has a job to do. Anger isn't just bad. That drive is vital sometimes. And calm isn't always the right answer either. Sometimes caution is hesitation.
So you need both the engine and the steering wheel, basically.
That's a great way to put it. Drive without direction is dangerous, right? But direction without any drive, well, you're not going anywhere. You need both for effective action.
And the goal isn't to pick a winner, not to silence anger or ignore calm.
Absolutely not. It's finding how they can, cooperate. The real power comes from fostering that internal teamwork, not letting one dominate the other constantly.
So this script, this conversation, it really paints a picture of this continuous, delicate duet, as the source called it, playing out inside us all the time.
It really does. A constant dance between impulse and consideration. And maybe the first step for you is just noticing it, becoming aware. Which voice is louder right now?
Yeah, paying attention to those inner voices.
Yeah.
'Cause if you understand that dynamic, that interplay between your own anger and calm,
Yeah.
that's where real personal power can come from, isn't it? More intentional responses.
It really is. And that leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on.
Yeah.
How might actually recognizing the stance between your anger and calm influence how you react next time? How might it change your next decision? Something powerful to consider.